Hello there. Oh, that's terrible. Hello there. That's even worse. Hi. Welcome to the premiere of my channel, Keith Hatfield, Man Alive. I am a big fan of movies. I love movies in general. I love horror and westerns, and I really love science fiction. But one particular franchise has a very special place in my heart, and that, of course, is Star Wars. Star Wars, like facial hair, has been in part of me since I was 6 years old. And over the years, I've accumulated a collection of a lot of crap or memorabilia and shirts, t-shirts, and sweatshirts and such, being a part of that. And well, I never really meant to amass a collection, but it just kind of happened. And even though I need another Star Wars shirt like a hole in the head, chances are pretty good that if I see one that catches my fancy, then most likely I'm going to buy it, add it to my collection. But I just thought you might like to check it out, like to share it with you here. So let's get started. Star Wars 77. Got the artwork in the inside the numbers, and I believe that's from the British artist Tom. Let's see, check my notes here. Tom Chantrell. It's got a lot of action going on in there. Nice colors too. I like those colors. This is one of my all-time favorite poster images by the artist Tom Jung. This shirt I've had for literally decades. Literally, a word that is literally misused so often. You ever hear somebody say, "I literally laughed my head off," or "I literally was so mad that I literally exploded with rage"? You get the picture. But this here, it was actually based, the original artwork, very similar to this, before they had the actors' pictures and everything. The brothers Tim and Greg Hildebrandt, they did a lot of fantasy artwork, especially 70s, 80s, Lord of the Rings stuff and everything. Great artists, but they did an image very, very similar to this, and I think I've actually got it on a sweatshirt that'll be in the very back there. But then the artist Tom Jung, when they had the actors' photographs, he did this artwork, and it's just a great image. Something that I didn't know until I looked this up is they said the studios wanted, or George Lucas maybe wanted they wanted to capture the battle between light and darkness, and Tom Jung, they added this here, the cross, if you can notice, in front of Vader's helmet. And so it kind of showed the light versus the dark, or maybe even the Tim and Greg Hildebrandt might have added that first. I'm not sure, but I had never noticed that all these years, how that spreads out like that. But just kind of neat. Another thing that's kind of peculiar and funny about this is Princess Leia is pretty leggy in this image, and it's great artwork. But when you actually watch the movie, Leia is wearing a robe that looks like something that one of the girls that I went to private school with would have wore on Chapel Day. Luke Skywalker's got a chest like He-Man, but it's a great, great image. This t-shirt captures the prequel trilogies and the original trilogy. Got young Obi-Wan, lightsaber duel between Obi-Wan and Anakin, the two greatest heroes ever created for Star Wars, Han and Chewbacca, Leia in the slave outfit, Lando, Boba Fett, Emperor, Luke. Up here is kind of cool, Padme, but this especially, Anakin, and if you can see, his face is split with the image of Vader. So, and at the very bottom, the ceremony at the end of the very first Star Wars movie, where everybody apparently got an award but Chewbacca, which I'm still pretty angry about. Love this one. You'll hear me say that probably a lot. Love this one. But this one actually glows in the dark. Caution, choking hazard. Vader. Just the best. One of the greatest villains ever created. Again, my two favorites, Han and Chewbacca. They just love them. This is actually one of my newer ones, thanks to Five Below. Boba Fett, sketch artwork. Boba Fett, one of the coolest characters ever to have such a limited amount of screen time. But I know in books, like the expanded universe and everything, he had many, many more adventures after the events of Return of the Jedi. They brought him back out of the Sarlacc pit. So. This one is especially neat. You got Vader's image in the background, that skull face, TIE fighters and X-Wings, colors of the galaxy. But what I really like about this one is it's a wraparound all over. Get all the solar system, planetary, all kinds of neat colors going on. But very neat. The Expressions of Vader, another comedy shirt. Got all the different. Another Boba Fett shirt. Got the Mandalorian symbol in the background. Flame on the bottom. Jabba's palace and 3PO and R2-D2. Luke and Vader contrast. Spoilers ahead. Father and son. So if you haven't seen Empire Strikes Back, sorry for ruining that for you. Force Awakens. One thing about the artists, they always get to do the poster work. They capture as much as they can in the background, all the characters, but all the action that they can throw in there, and I really, really love this one. Kylo, the new Kylo Ren, the big bad in the background. Rey in the middle, the new heroes, Finn on the right. A contrast to the red and blue sabers, Kylo's, and one that Finn's holding. Got a lot going on in there. But what I really like about this one especially is on the background here, it says Star Wars, the saga continues, and it actually has release dates for all 7 of the original movies there. Another comedy shirt. Let's see. Those were the droids we were looking for. Chewie, again, I have no idea why he didn't get a medal at the end of Star Wars when he did as much as everybody else, but I love the guy. Something about this shirt, those colors, I don't know if that's from a Topps trading card or what, the original Wingman, but it reminds me of a Twinkie wrapper or something. But Empire Strikes Back, it's like comic book artwork. Not sure if that's original, if that's the Marvel Comics or if that's like Topps trading cards. I'm not really sure about it, but just really neat. Another one I've had for decades, but again, that said Tom, let's see what his name is, Tom Chantrell, and Leia on the right side there. Tom Chantrell had his wife pose in a garden with a plastic prop. Not sure if it was a sword or a blaster or what, but he had her pose with it so that he could put Leia in that position. Star Wars Rogue One. I I love Rogue One. Some people didn't like it, but it's actually a movie that doesn't happen very often. But Rogue One is a movie that actually already took a great movie and made it even better, because at the so much sacrificed, and the ending of Rogue One goes right into the original Star Wars: A New Hope, and I think it blends in pretty seamlessly. Millennium Falcon. Got a couple of different Millennium Falcon shirts. The YT 1300F light freighter, smuggler for hire, hyperdrive equipped. Ugly ship, but just one of the coolest ever. And then the Millennium Falcon. Let's see. Corellian Engineering Corporation YT 1300 freighter. I think this is from Haynes schematic books. They did a lot of car manuals and such over the years, and they did one for the Millennium Falcon. They've done one for the Starship Enterprise and a few more, but just a great shirt. Stormtroopers. Also another one of my favorite, Empire's Most Wanted. Sooner or later I'm going to get a poster of Leia. I just love that shot, the way she can't really see it in this, but the original image, she's holding the blaster and everything about her says Rebel on it. And another one of the goofier ones, Wookiee of the Year. Sometimes wear this to when I watch vintage baseball. Let's see. There we go. Skywalker family portrait. Another gag photo image. It's great. Darth Maul. One of the best things that ever came out of the prequel trilogies. Especially the best thing that ever came out of the Phantom Menace. And Maul is very cool looking without the hood on. He's got the horns and everything. But me personally, I think for some reason he's even more sinister when he wears the hood. There's a Rebel. Let's see. Rebel propaganda poster. Join the Alliance. Red Squadron wants you. Starfighter Corps. Enlist at your local Rebel recruiting station today. And its counterpart is Enlist Now, the Galactic Empire. Another one of the best things to ever come out of Rogue One was a Death Trooper in the middle there. Bring it up a little closer. Enlist Now, the Galactic Empire. Love this image of Vader. Not sure if this is the cover of a graphic novel or what, but just really cool colors. And again, skull face of Vader just looming over some city. Pretty cool. I don't know if you can even pick that one up or not, but Star Wars letters kind of stick out, but that one has definitely seen some wear over the years. Classic Droids. Actually, this must be a reproduction, but I actually remember having a shirt almost just like this when I was a kid, of 3PO and R2 as they're going across the sands of Tatooine. Particularly like that one. It's a play on Vincent Van Gogh's Starry Night, the Stormtrooper and the AT-AT walker in the background. Got a Batman t-shirt like this as well. Another sort of comic book image, but just kind of cool. Like the colors too, because a lot of times when you buy t-shirts they only come in black, but thankfully when it comes to Star Wars you can find a variety of colors, blue being my favorite. Also got some Christmas shirts to add to the collection. Yoda dressed up like Santa Claus. Skywalker Christmas photo, singing carols. R2 gift wrapped. Tag on it says to Obi-Wan from Leia. The image on here sort of reminds me of the old Atari 2600 pixelated. It's the Empire shirt here. I got little Vader heads and AT-ATs and AT-STs, TIE fighters. Get the Empire logo and the Rebellion logo on there. And then we have the Rebel version. Yoda's head and lightsabers, cross lightsabers. On the bottom there, I think those are supposed to be clone trooper helmets. Can't be for sure about that, but it sort of looks like it. Let's see. Humbug, Mary Sithmas. Naughty or nice. Choose sides, you must. Yeah, that's pretty terrible too. Somewhere Frank Oz just got a pain in his throat for somebody butchering character's voice. Okay, back to the others. This was a Cinemark t-shirt. I think it was exclusively to Cinemark for the movie Solo, another movie people either liked or loved or hated. I particularly liked Solo. I mean, I know not many people really ask for a Solo movie, and it's kind of hard to picture anybody else playing Solo but Harrison Ford, but I really liked it myself. Kind of neat image of Millennium Falcon in its original state back there, and chased by a couple of TIE fighters. Okay. So, let's see. Flying Solo. Great image. Again, Five Below is probably one of the best places where if you want to get a comic book or Star Wars t-shirt pretty cheap, Five Below is the place to go. Star Wars, you got Luke, Chewie, TIE Fighter pilot, Han, Vader, Stormtrooper, C-3PO, and of course Boba Fett. like the original first one I showed that said 77 and had the original cast on it. This was the one that came out too for The Force Awakens. 15, of course, being for 2015, and got a great image of Poe Dameron and Chewbacca and BB-8, C-3PO, R2-D2, and on the right side you got Kylo Ren, Captain Phasma, and the new Stormtroopers, First Order Stormtroopers. Pretty cool. Plus it's got these stripes on the sleeves. I really like those. This is one of my favorites as well. Pretty much they're all my favorites, but this one I really like. My wife got it for me. It's kind of, I don't know exactly if it reminds me of, I don't know, stained glass or something. I don't know, but it's a classic image of Chewie. Pretty neat. Another one of my newer acquisitions. Star Wars since 1977. Nice color combination. Another old one. So it's seen many years of abuse, but it's a great image of Vader, the Death Star in the background. Sorry if you're getting motion sickness. I just decided to film this outside and kind of a breezy day. Had a little bit of a rainstorm earlier. Another Boba Fett image. This one actually did come from Marvel Comics. The original Star Wars run in Marvel Comics, but got a lot of excitement going on. Great colors, orange and green. A lot going on. You got the little logo up there, but originally 60 cents. Number 68. And of course, finding a comic book for 60 cents anymore is kind of unheard of. This one just says Star Wars on it, but it absolutely should be called I Have a Bad Feeling About This. Cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. Yep. Enough said. Another Rogue One, great image. That was just, to me it was such a great movie because it just showed the rebellion, the people behind the scenes, the everyday people that were rebels that were given everything to win the war. Like that one, it's got the Americana colors. Stripes sort of remind me of Evel Knievel. And again, that's the original, one of the original posters for Star Wars by the artist Tom Chantrell. And again, Leia was modeled after Tom Chantrell's wife. Stood in a garden with a prop, and he painted the image. And let's see, if you notice on the bottom here, you got Grand Moff Tarkin And Tom Chantrell did the images and such for Hammer horror movies, and he had a relationship with them, and he put Peter Cushing in there. And I know Peter Cushing doesn't really appear in a whole lot of imagery in that you see sometimes for the original Star Wars. So. Another classic. You got the Death Star Polaroid and Chewie photobombing it in the background. Styrofoam finger that says Rebels on it. And Vader. Impressive. Most impressive. And that was another butchered impression. Thank you very much. Another one that my wife's picked out specifically for me. I don't know what you call that, if it's like Azteca or what, but it's just it's cool looking imagery over top of Vader's helmet. Just really, really neat and nice colors. And one very similar for a sweatshirt, a Stormtrooper. Pretty cool, pretty cool. This one, I don't know if it was for a theater marquee or what, but it's kind of a cool poster. But it says "Together, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, all three on the one program." Pretty neat, a lot of action going on in there. And of course, again, my favorites, Han and Chewie. Can't go wrong with those fellas. Here we go. The Millennium Falcon in the background there. And if you see what looks like dog or cat hairs on some of these, it's not, it's spirit orbs. This one's kind of hard to see, but it's that original, again, the Tom Chantrell artwork. When you wear when I'm actually wearing it, maybe got like a black t-shirt on underneath it. It's really thin, and it's intentionally kind of wore like that, but it kind of, it's hard to see now, but you can see it when you wear something under it. But. And last but not least is the original image that I was talking about by, let's see, Greg and Tim Hildebrandt. Again, you see the big skull face of Vader. Original artwork for Luke before they had the actors' faces and that. And Leia, again, very leggy. Droids in the background. Really, really nice colors. Got the X-Wings going up towards the Death Star. They're just great, great, great imagery. And about ready, I had to run out of time here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you'll give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, I appreciate it. If you still give me a thumbs up, it'd be really nice of you. But check back. I'm gonna, like I said, this is a channel premiere. I'm gonna have, I don't know, a little bit of everything, but I like science fiction, horror, westerns, what have you, who knows what, but hey, let's be pals. So come on back and check us out, and thanks for watching. And